What's good, everybody? Last day on the job. Yep, they go to captain's chair. It's the best time of the year, y'all. Trust me. I get to finally rest. Yep, I get to finally rest. Before I pull out of this garage, do a little walk around. That's a long way down. Oh, this little button down here, not button, but this little latch, if you lock that, this bus will not go in gear. Somebody locked this on me one time. See that? Y'all hear that? If you ever hear that and ain't no windows latches released, see the hatch, emergency hatch, 2 ceilings and 3 on each side of the emergency windows. If you do not see those switches, release switches being tampered with, them little red ones right there on the side, and this isn't up in a position to where it's like open, now you can't lift this up because it's electronic lock because that deadbolt is on. So you'll be like, well, wait a minute, why ain't the bus moving? I can't get it in gear. It won't go in gear because this would not be an emergency door. This would not be an emergency door like this. The only way it's an emergency door is if that lock is off. Because in an emergency, you got to get out, right? Well, you can't get out if that's locked. So you'll go down here, and this buzzer will go off once you turn this latch off. So you can check that, and I'll let you see it. See that? Starter interlock. You see that? If that's on, the bus will not go in gear, and this handle will not disengage. See it engage? Boom. Boom. There you go. Emergency door. It's telling you where it's at. Now I make my way up to the front. Make my way up to the front of the bus. I'm going to step out the bus. Yes, y'all, it's hot. I hit that switch right there to get out. Employees only. It's locked. But it's time to be up out of here. What I'm gonna do, I don't think I ever showed y'all what the back of this looked like with this handle open. Of how clean I keep the bus. Gotta keep it clean. And you definitely gotta close this door. Alright, so right now I'm about to operate the door. Alright. Yep, I'm about to operate the door. It's a lot of switches here. This is the master switch. These are your dome lights. The one over the drivers is the strobe light, which you would use in foggy conditions or at night, so people can be aware of this vehicle, especially in the fog. That's the rear heater. That's the heated mirrors. I do love the fact that I got heated mirrors. That's the stairwell heat. That's for that down there. And the driver's defrost, that's all of that up in there. And down alongside the window, the heat comes up out of here, right there. This is the door entry open. So let's go ahead. Oh, let me show y'all something. If I hit this button right here, so see the fan? I'm hitting the button so y'all know. It turns all of that off. So if I had the radio on and I'm about to cross the railroad tracks, all you got to do is do a kill noise. It'll kill the power. So you can't access the radio. That radio, this is your two-way radio, and it'll turn your fans off and you'll tell everybody to be quiet, because you do not want to be operating no handheld radio, two-way radio, or listening to no kind of interruption while you are crossing the railroad tracks. So let's turn that back on, push it down, and it came back on. Now, what I'm going to do is close this door. Hold on. So right here, it's on automatic. That's door open, so that's for an emergency. This switch will be up and you just push the door open. It doesn't need the air ride door to open up. So I won't have to use the air to open the door up. So let's put it back on automatic. Alright. Now that it's on automatic, that bee came in here. You ain't gonna sting me now. Hold on, people. Wait a minute. Get the bee out of here. Get on out of here. It flew out. No, he didn't. Good morning. Hold on, I want to capture this bee. Y'all can watch me too. I guess he's gone. If he come back up out of here, I get him. I hope he don't do it while I'm trying to drive. I hope he don't do that while I'm trying to drive. Now let's close this door. I hope that bee don't come up out of here. So, oh, here we go. I'm going to use it from here. I'm going to hit close door. I'm going to open it. Close it. Now here's open. Here's closed. Now we can ride out. Let's go. Got my dash cam on. It's got a high telescope on it. So never mind the shaking. It will bobble from side to side and up and down. Especially on an old cobblestone road. Let me know down in the comments if you all have old cobblestone roads still. where a car ran into a pole and put the U shape in the middle of their car. This is a very good telescope tripod I'm using for this device. Once again, it will bob up and down and tilt left to right. That's what it's going to do because the vehicle is shaking. Popular street in Homewood, Rushton Avenue. That was a location where they filmed either a Netflix series or it was a movie. Either one, they was filming a movie right there and they changed the name from Baker's Dairy to something else. So that's that corner bakery right there. Yeah, Baker's Corner. Up in here is a popular spot where people go get some coffee at and some food. Here's where I made that one video and Gina Marie Colvin Hill put it in her video, which was pretty awesome. Salute to you, Gina, you're awesome. And that was in the city of Homewood, which I'm passing through now. House right there. That is the Grand Carnegie Museum. And here is a little turnaround, a roundabout is what they call them. Here is the little garden park that I told you about. It's really nice. I'm gonna have to come down here on a weekend to really show y'all. So I can show y'all how beautiful it really is. It really is beautiful.
All right, here it is, the last day of the school year, and we have the best bus driver in the business, Trey 57.
She said it, I didn't, y'all, but I will accept that. I'm one of the best. I'll say one of them. It's a lot of us. I'm one of them. I'm in the category of the best. So,
well, he's the best that we know. We really appreciate him. He's an amazing bus driver. He cares not just about driving, but he cares about the kids. And although this is the last day, I wanted to ask you a few questions. So how do you feel about this school year?
This school year was challenging with everything we all have to deal with. Traffic, students, parents, the school district itself, the weather. It was challenging, and I just have to say that this year, it was, challenging isn't the only word that I could say, but that's the only one that comes to mind. Challenging, and that's a good challenging. So when I say it was challenging, it wasn't bad. It was challenging. It is what it is. It was nice. It had some bad times, which came with the weather. And, cold, hot, all of that. One day you're happy, one day you're sad. You don't want to be here, then you do want to be here. Only because you want to get off and go home and do whatever you want to do, but you stuck here. But this was a great school year. I've encountered a lot of good things. I've seen a lot of things this school year. Like, I see things throughout the day that the average person probably wouldn't even see in a year, and this is just in one day. This is an awesome year, but the school year went pretty fast. It went, I ain't gonna say too fast. It went as fast as it should have went. But yeah, this is a great school year. Interesting, challenging school year.
So that word keeps coming up, challenging, and you said it's not a bad thing. So what can you speak positively about the challenging school year you had?
Well, the challenging part about it, some of the challenging things with it was actually learning a new route, because every year you come back, you have to learn new stops, new directions in traffic you got to go, roads you can't go on, stuff like that. Handling a new bus if they give you one, which I happen to be blessed with the same one I had last year, but just things that can happen to the bus that you're driving. You got to have your brain on so you can know what to do in the event of an emergency. But I didn't have nothing really challenging to where it was life or death, or it was a super emergency where something was going to happen on the roadway. No fender benders that I had to worry about. Well, let me see. Was there any fender bender? There was one fender bender, but the vehicle wasn't supposed to be where it was. So we had a little fender bender. But other than that, it has been a great, challenging school year. And the challenges were great. Like I said, it's just dealing with the roadways and just knowing where you're going and stuff like that. And then being handed paperwork, a change of route. It really is challenging when they hand you something else and you're like, wait a minute, I was doing it this way. Well, now you got to do it that way. But the challenges makes you better. So that was another positive thing about the challenges.
Well, we thank you for overcoming the challenges. I know, I can imagine there was obstacles along the way, and I have no idea what you go through, and I wouldn't be able to do it, so I thank you. And one thing I wanted to ask you before you begin your summer break, what advice can you give parents and guardians for the upcoming school year?
The advice I could give to the parents without making a parent thinking that I'm saying that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing: love your children like you always have. Teach them right from wrong like you've always been doing. But when your child comes home and tells you, I didn't do it, and you were told that they did do it and it happened on the school bus, you always want to believe your children. I know that everybody wants to believe that their children are the greatest and the best, and I salute to that. But if an adult is telling the district that something is not right on the bus and it needs to be looked into, it needs to be looked into. My advice to parents: tell your kids before they go to school, I love you, enjoy your day, make the best of school while you're there, make some good friends, stay away from bullies, do not be bullies. We do not tolerate bullies. Don't let your kids go to school and they're taught to hit back. No, go tell the teacher. In school when I was I was taught, don't hit nobody. Don't be a punk. Go tell the teacher. But if the teacher don't do nothing, then you take action. And then they'll go from there. They'll see that you was in the right.
That was awesome advice. A parent myself, even though my children are grown now, but I wish a bus driver would have given me some of that advice, and I didn't.
Some more advice. I got some advice. This is funny because I know a lot of drivers out there experience this every day, if not twice a week. Let your children eat breakfast at home, not on the bus. It's a reason why we don't want you eating on the bus. First of all, if I hit a bump, I hit a pothole, I swerve, whatever is in your child's mouth, they're going to choke on it because they're going to be startled from the movement or the quick turn that I had to make, and a child is choking on something. Now I'm stuck with, how do I keep this child alive? So let your children eat at home. Whatever they got in their lunchbox, let them eat it at lunch, okay? And make sure they bring their coats when they come to the bus stop. Don't say, oh, well, the bus driver got heat on there, so get going. No, get your child's coat, put it up. They take it off when they on it, that's on them, but don't let the kid be, and teach your children to not stand on the curb when we are pulling up with this bus, because the danger zones is 10 feet around the whole school bus. So when I pull up, I don't want no child running up to the bus. Don't come up to the bus until you see that arm come out and that stop arm come and all traffic is at a standstill. And then you and your child step out to the street to get onto my bus. Do not run out in front of my bus, or because you see it and you, oh, there's a bus, and run, and then I open the door. I seen a kid getting hit with the doors on something funny, but just the bus was already stopped, but the door opened up and the child got butted in the head. So control your children. Put the brakes on them until the bus stops. Then you proceed to bring them to me. All right? Just listen to me, because the most important thing with what I'm doing is, first thing is two things. It's getting them to school safe. Okay? So it's safety and then getting them to school. All right? If we ain't safe, we ain't making it to school. Something happened. So let's be safe. That way we can get to school. And tell your children to sit down on the bus.
All right. You heard it from the best. Sit down. Be respectful to the driver. He's carrying our precious cargo, so please guide your children in the right path. And thank you for everything you do, Mr. Trade. We really appreciate you as our driver.
Hey, what do we have now? She interviewed me, everybody. Now, you know Trade by 7. Got to interview Miss Pittsburgh. First thing I'm going to ask you is, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right, now, with the questions you asked me, how did this school year go for me? Let me ask you, how did the school year go for you?
The school year for me was very busy, very challenging. I had a lot of different schools, public, private, charter, religious schools. It was a lot. It was a heavy weight to carry, but I made it through.
How many religious schools
I had 2 religious schools. One was a Catholic school, the other one was a Christian school.
Okay, now we're not going to name none of them schools off personally, but you said you got some religious schools.
Yes.
And some Catholic schools.
Yes.
Okay, now, with all you've seen all school year, have you seen a lot of children outside without their parents at stops that should have had parents, like underage, stuff like that? Did you see them out by the number?
Yes. I understand, like, some parents and guardians do have to leave before their children have to go to school, right? I was a latchkey kid growing up myself. However, when it comes to kindergartners, first graders, second graders, my heart skips a beat watching kids so young. You're talking 5, 6, 7 years old, walking to and from school by themselves. So the best thing I do is pray.
Now, when you do see a child that maybe, because I've seen it too, a kindergartner out waiting for the bus, and you happen to be there, which is not your responsibility, but you do play an important role when you're out there. If you happen to see the parent come the next day, is there something you would say to that parent?
I would, and I have, and I definitely said, this is a very busy intersection. I work at one of the major city, but like highway intersections, and I'll ask if they have someone else, maybe an older sibling or a grandparent who may be able to walk them to or from school. It would be helpful, because crossing those streets, sometimes they're about to hit me, let alone the kids. So it's very dangerous.
Now, has there ever been any near miss accidents, almost accidents, at any of your intersections?
Unfortunately,
speeding cars almost hitting people.
Absolutely. Every day, all day at my intersection. It is very scary to see people riding through a residential area doing 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, flying up and down the street, across the street. I work at an 8-lane intersection, so it's very, very busy.
Now, with the school season, I know it's busy for you. Now, what is it going to be like off season? So now the school's out, will you still have a super busy duty to perform?
Being in public safety, yes, I will. I still will be working details, so concerts, sporting events.
How are you with law enforcement?
I'm very well with law enforcement. We work together. We're in the same department, so...
So you support law enforcement?
I definitely 100% support law enforcement.
Awesome, awesome. Now, what is... I want to ask you something that you didn't ask me.
Okay.
Now,
I'm going to silence this. Excuse me.
All right, everybody, I'm sitting here trying to, this is how y'all know this interview is authentic. It's not scripted, because a lot of y'all think that some of the stuff that I do is scripted out and then acted out. No, this is raw, uncut, off the top. Do you love Pittsburgh?
I do. I was born and bred in Pittsburgh. I've seen the changes from the beginning of time to now. Like, it's definitely a different city, some for good, some for bad, but you make the best of where you are, no matter where you're from, if you're from Pittsburgh or another city. But I do love Pittsburgh.
What's the hardest part about your position?
Not getting hit. That's the hardest part, not getting hit. I've been very close. When I say very close, I'm talking about probably a foot close to being hit by vehicles.
And we don't want that to happen, because we need you around a long time. I pass by you every so often. I used to pass by one of your stops last year a few times a day, if not every day. And I see what you do, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm far from stupid. I don't think I could do your job. Your job, it involves a lot. And you have to be alert, and you have to pay attention, and you can't be stupid. And you have to have the energy that you have, and I don't have that kind of energy. Pretty much, you are an amazing person.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're an amazing person. People, yeah, she's absolutely amazing, and y'all know I call her Miss Pittsburgh. If it was meant for me to give y'all her government name, I would, but I'm not going to do that. Are there any summer plans for you?
Summer plans, in addition to details
Like
that I'll be working.
vacations.
I plan on definitely doing at least 2 vacations for sure.
Where's
I've
one of
earned
them
it.
places?
One is Jersey Shore.
What is it about Jersey?
Well, I have my sister's there, so that's important. And also my best friend is there, so even though they're in different cities.
So you've been there before?
I have, and I love it. And another one, hopefully, we'll see, maybe Charlotte, North Carolina.
I got one question before I wrap this up. If somebody handed you $500,000 right now, what would you do with it?
I would definitely invest it for sure. Put some in savings.
Is there any charities, like homeless shelters, or just, is there anybody specific or a family specific that you would help out?
I would definitely help out the homelessness for sure. That is soft on my heart. Mental illness, that's also a soft spot in my heart, as well as teenage parents, not just mothers, but also fathers.
What kind of advice do you have for parents before we wrap this up?
I would say keep on speaking life into your children, encouraging them. Before they leave the house, as Mr. Trey had said, I would speak positivity into them, because a lot of kids I notice get yelled at before they're leaving the house. They're getting disciplined in different ways before they leave the house, and that really can affect their whole entire day. So I would say just be positive into your children, pour into them.
Y'all heard it first. That's Miss Pittsburgh, and I got one more for y'all. Hang on. And the best part about my day is I get to eat lunch. Got some chicken in there. All right. And got some chicken here on this side. All right. So that's 2 orders of chicken. Y'all should stop at the at the Frick Park Market. They got some delicious food over there. A lot of people say, can we get Trey 5-7 without the do-rag? What you think? It's the everyday. Boom. Holla at your boy. So I'll come here and I'll hit this switch to, now it's on automatic. I had already had it up. So if I want to get out of this door right here, I got to hit this switch, take that up, and push out on the door. And then I'm out in Mother Nature. Yup, I'm out in Mother Nature. And come back here and I'll look at my dollies. Look at that. That's the drive shaft. You see my airbags right there? Yep, that's one of the airbags. That is the captain's chair right there. Watch your step. Cameras all throughout the bus, which is a good thing. Come over here, that's the big wheel. That's a big tire, y'all. I got some leaf springs under there. This is a monster, y'all. Don't get me wrong. This is a monster. Yup. City of Pittsburgh. That's the parkway up there. So at the end of the year, I always make an end of the year video. Y'all seeing it. I love this job. I do love my job, y'all. But I'm trying to retire doing my YouTube. So comment, subscribe, y'all. You don't got to comment, but you can subscribe to the channel. Let's get this video up to 1,000 views in a minute. I know that's not real love, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm getting back up in this monster, y'all. Yes. And no, he did not make me do it. Y'all see that? This thing is empty. It is empty. Empty. It is empty. No, that's that one song, y'all. They say, living just enough. Living. That's that New Jack City song. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. What's good, everybody? So this is what it's like to have an empty bus. Last day of the school year. Last day of the school year. My favorite day of the year. After you drop off, you want to walk back to make sure there is no sleeping students on the bus. We don't want no sleeping students on the bus. So I just dropped off my high school and I already checked the bus. I'm just showing y'all what you do. You walk to the back. All right. No, that is not a box of snacks. That is a box I took from the lobby to use for trash. A lot of people do it. So once again, you will walk to the back like so. Check for sleeping kids. No sleeping kids. This is what it sounds like when you open up the emergency door. You'll hear that buzzer. See that? Close this door. Make your way back up to the front. Sun simulator shining bright. Jane Tondi, wherever you are in the world, your boy Trey 57 got a lot of love for you. The Digger R Sun Simulator, the beam still coming off to each side. Yup. Full of chemtrails. It'll never stop.